Sanibonani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about Married at First Sight. The latest episode, you guys, this was such a warm and a wholesome type of episode, and there's so many things I want to start off with, but let's start with the burning issues, guys. I want us to firstly speak about Sebenzile and Ubuitepo. We'll speak about the first half of the episode, which is like, your cute vibes and all of that, but I want to talk about the second half. So what we see happening in the second half, remember, the couples now have to move out of the Married at First Sight apartment. And then after that, they were given the option of actually staying 3 weeks together. This is off camera. Or actually, it was not going to be, production was not going to put it on camera. And then after the 3 weeks, they were going to be given 1 week to stay apart, just so that they can, make an informed decision and don't. So now the second half, the part that I'm talking about, is now where the couples have been 1 week apart. So the couples now are meeting up with their friends. Sebenzile is meeting up with his friend, discussing about a decision day, and Ubuitepo is discussing with her, meeting up with her friend, discussing about decision day. Now, okay, let me start off by saying Sebenzile, right? He's speaking to his friend, and it looks like Mukai is getting cold feet, you guys. Looks like Mukai is getting cold feet. One thing about Sebenzile, guys, let me just say this. When I first watched the show, I was initially not for Ubuitepo and Sebenzile, because I was just getting some vibes from Sebenzile that he was holding back or something like that. And then as time went on, I didn't like in his words. And in his words and in the way he treated Ubuitepa, I was just like, those things are matching. Plus, also in this episode, Ubuitepa did say that this guy, listen, from the day he said his vows up until now, he has kept his vows. So I then started to think maybe, there's some people who get camera shy or act awkward in front of the camera, but there was just something that I felt like this guy doesn't look 100% comfortable. Right. So I don't know if the show kind of tries to edit certain things out or edit certain things when it comes to Sebenzile to make it seem as if like he questions their relationship or something like that. Because there's been many instances like that. There's the one instance where he was commenting about the way a girl dresses, which she reveals too much skin. And for me, like, it just sounded when he was saying that as if he was saying, Uwitsi, like, I don't like that about her, and that's like a deal breaker. And then there was a time when he was asked about, like, do you love her or something like that, which I get. Okay? He did not say, he said he does not know if he loves her. All he can say that he enjoys her company and all of that, which I get, because I mean, it had only been a month or few weeks. I don't know by then. So maybe he was giving an honest answer, would he? Maybe for him, it might have been too soon for him to answer that he loves her. But there's been a number of instances that made me feel like, hi, Sebe, So even on this episode, so that's why I'm saying, I don't know if Sebenzile, maybe if he does it on purpose, or maybe he's sharing his raw thoughts, because I've noticed those things that he'd say that make me question him would be things that are said in his diary sessions, never with Ubuitepo type of them. So I don't know if it's maybe the production who edits it just to kind of like put spice on Sebenzile, or maybe is it him or what. But even in this episode, like, I love the couple, you guys, but there's just something that just makes that, like, in this episode, like, it reawakened that thing within me. So he's talking to his friend, basically saying to his friend, about speaking about decision day, or would he like, he's not sure. His friend is telling him about, the marriage thing, and he's like, am I ready though for marriage? Am I ready though for, this type of commitment, which are valid questions, but I'm just like, I don't hear these questions being asked with Ubuitepo. Now, what I've always felt about Sebenzile and Ubuitepa, I genuinely feel like they are both mature, and I feel like they bring out the best out of one another. So I don't doubt they will work. But I just get the vibes, Yoguti, Ubuitepo from day one. Buitepo is the type of girl, Buitepo is the type of girl, and I've said this before, she would have probably worked with any type of guy. I don't know about Utan, because she's the type of girl, like she seems like when she's in a relationship, she gives her best in a relationship, which is like, I love that. I love a person like that. But I feel like from day one, she's just being literally on cloud nine concerning Sebenzile. But when it comes to Sebenzile, I'm just like, yeah, he's in love and yes, he's happy, but I'm just like, I feel like okay, or maybe she expresses herself better than Sebenzile. I feel like Ukeli is more in love than Mukai. That's my perception of it. Even on this episode, guys, if you notice the conversation that Ubuitepo is having with her friend versus the conversation that Usebenzile is having with his friend, two different types of conversations, which makes me feel as if these people are kind of like on a different thinking level in a sense. Like you see with Utami and Uzitobile, like that matched. Utami he had concerns about their relationship. Uzitobile, when she was speaking to her mother, she had concerns about her relationship. So I feel like it matches with the other couples. But with Sebenzile is basically, questioning his decision, questioning if he's ready for marriage. And then he says something, he's talking to his friend about something that happened in this 1 week where they were apart. They did not get to see one another. Usebenzile says he works a 9 to 5 job, guys. Plus, on the weekend, he works as well. Remember, he has a side hustle, that fitness, don't gym stuff that he does. So Ubuitepo yena, she works from home. So Sebenzile and Ubuitepo, remember, they got a space for themselves, and they were excited to find the space, but Ubuitepo was like, oh, I can't wait to furnish it and to make it a home. And Usebenzile kept on saying, like, I think he said it like 2 or 3 times, where he was saying that, yeah, the place needs to be furnished, and that's money and whatnot. So it seems like the money thing is an issue for him, and it seems like for Uzito, I'm saying Uzitobile, and it seems like for his wife, Ubuitepo, it seems like it's not an issue. So he's describing the situation to his friend. He's telling his friend that we were texting, and she was basically the one who was looking for the furniture and don. And he was saying that Ubuitepo was saying that she feels alone. She feels like he hasn't been there. She feels alone during the whole process of looking for furniture for their apartment. And he's basically saying, like, where am I going to get time to do that? Like, I work a 9 to 5, plus I work on the weekends. So, like, obviously, I don't have time for that. Like, she's the one who has time for that. Like, when he was portraying it to the friend, he made it seem as if that altercation that they had within the week made him doubt, or made him double think whether he wants to go ahead and stay married to her. And in my head, I'm like, dude, that is such a minor thing. That is such a small thing for you to even be bringing it up like that. Like, are you trying to make something out of nothing, or what was it? Because I was like, that is such a small thing. Like, explain the situation to her and, tell her, oh, Uti, this is my situation. Run things past me. Like, there's online stuff, guys. When he gets home, they can look through the catalog online, and then during the week, because she's working from home, she can go in store and pick out. Like, there's so many ways to choose to work around this, and I felt like it sounded like Usebenzile was making an issue out of nothing, really, and he made Ubuitepo feel as if she was making an issue out of something. Another thing that I don't know if it's really a thing, you guys, one thing I've noticed about Ubuitepo, she lives large, you guys. I've seen from her Instagram page, she has another Instagram page where she just dedicates that Instagram page to just traveling. So Ubuitepo looks like she's got money and she's set in life. Now, Usebenzile, he works a 9 to 5. I'm not saying Uti 9 to 5, there's no money there. He works a 9 to 5, plus he has a side hustle, which is you could be making good money as well. But for me, it gives off the vibes that Ubuitepo has a lot more money to splurge on things that the ordinary person would have to double think, or the ordinary person would not be able to afford. So I am, thinking, because I was even thinking of Sebenzile talking about the furniture and the money thing, if that is an issue for him or not. And if it is an issue for me, I think I would kind of be disappointed that he wouldn't be speaking to Upuitepo about it. Because listen, I've said that Upuitepo, she is really, I feel like she's just a girl that just wants to be loved, guys. And I feel like she is the type of girl that she is willing to be with a man even if she has more money than him, and she won't mistreat that guy. So I'm starting to wonder if Usebenzile, if one of the reasons why sometimes I'm seeing this cold feeted vibes or cold feet vibes from him, if that money issue is not something for him, because for some men it really is an issue. And then again, I think to myself, like, Sebenzile is so self-aware. I don't think he could be those type of guys. But what I want to say, guys, sometimes it's one thing to, like, you can know book knowledge concerning certain things. Like, for instance, I can come here and talk about marriage, and have book knowledge and head knowledge concerning it, but practicing it is a different thing. So Usebenzile, yes, he might have the knowledge about, ukuthi, like, when it comes to money, when it comes to women, it's not a big thing, it's not a big deal. But being actually in the situation, it's awkward. Let's be honest, guys. It's awkward being in a relationship where the person is like, no, let's just say, let's spend 10,000 rand on a table. And you know very well, Uti, though the person is the one saying it, but you feel uncomfortable to not, as a man, I'd like to believe, but you're the men of today. But anyway, I'd like to believe as a man, you'd feel which you want to contribute towards buying that 10,000 rand table. And you know in your budget, that 10,000 rand is way too much to spend on just the table. And Yana, she's comfortable with it. So it can be an awkward type of situation, because you don't want to be the person who seems like you're making a big deal out of money or out of paying things. Whereas this girl is coming from a background where she's used to this life. She's got a certain standard of life that she loves. So I don't know, you guys. That's just my 2 cent comments on Usebenzile and Ubuitepo. Tell me what you guys think. Listen, I could be wrong. This is purely just my feelings, my observation towards the relationship. I do definitely see them saying yes. I do definitely see them working out. I don't think there's anything this couple cannot work out. So even though I do see some, issues with Usebenzile, like fully immersing himself with the fact that maybe his wife might be earning more and living like a lavish life or different type of life that he's not used to, I do possibly see them working through all of that. But I just wonder if Boitepo sees that, or she's literally on cloud nine, as I said. Anyway, tell me your thoughts on this. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys in the next one.